Cheers, classmates, and of course to our brilliant Professor Manuel Roman. Have a great day. I am your discussant for today and my name is Marcelo D. Alonsabe. Welcome to my video presentation for the topic of Fund for Construction, Repair, and Improvement of the School Building. So mga ka-cheers, kung meron po tayong mga tanong tungkol sa pag-put up ng school building o paano ang pag-repair para sa mas kalidad na serbisyo para sa ating mga kabataan, well, ating itanong kay DepEd Order number 35 Series of 2017 or also known as the Revised Guidelines for the Implementation of Basic Education Facilities Fund. So mga ka-cheers, ito na nga ating pag-uusapan ang Fund for Construction, Repair, and Improvement of School Building. Sana ma-enjoy ninyo ang video na ito. Maraming salamat at ngayon atin nang sisimulan ang ating presentation sa aking topic. Let us discuss about the guidelines on the implementation of new construction of classrooms under the Basic Educational Facilities Fund or the BEFF. So first, we have the manner of allocation, manner of prioritization, implementation, and the monitoring. Paano nga ba tayo mabibigyan ng isang school building? So in manner of allocation, it will explain to us how are we going to have the school building or how the government will budget for a new school building. So manner of allocation, the annual lump sum allocation for the school building program shall be equitably distributed to all legislative districts on the basis of the following priorities. A. Data on schools needing classrooms based on the classroom needs analysis of the Enhanced Basic Education Information System or the EBEIS, the National School Building and Inventory System or the NSBI, and or the latest survey data of OUA or EFD. So mga ka-cheer, that's how the government identify who will be given a school building through the EBEIS. That is why let us be careful in putting data with our EBEIS. Next, B. Replacement of school buildings totally damaged by typhoons and other calamities and those that are already structurally unsafe or declared condemned by building officials and poses hazards to the school populace. C. Provision of science, computer, and technical and vocational laboratory workshop buildings. Minsan, marami namang nagre-request for the new school building. However, there is what we call the process. So our government choose who will be given a priority or the prioritization, and this is what we call manner of prioritization. So priorities for the construction of classrooms are as follows. A. Requirements of kinder, elementary, junior high schools, and senior high schools. Next, schools with at least 50% enrollment of indigenous people or students. C. Multi-grade schools. D. Special education centers or schools. After the government identify who will be given a school building, what comes next is the implementation. As provided for in the special provisions of the General Appropriations Act or the GAA, the new construction of classrooms program under the Basic Educational Facilities Funds or the BEFF shall be implemented by the Department of Public Works and Highways or the DPWH. The implementation arrangements and the specific roles of the DepEd and DPWH in the implementation of the projects are incorporated in the revised Memorandum of Agreement or the MOA as attached in Annex A, or this is what we call their form. So after we already have the implementation agency, which is the DPWH, but in some case, Kalahi do also the implementation program of the DepEd in construction a building. So now the highlights of the Memorandum of Agreement or the MOA include the following. A. Conduct of joint validation activity between the DepEd engineer and DPWH District Engineering Office to ascertain the specific construction program in the priority schools provided by the DepEd. Then, the manner of fund releases and utilization. After that one, there will be a procurement and monitoring. Then, the definition of a complete school building, and after that one, there will be an acceptance and booking up of completed project. So after po ng pagkakaroon na ng implementing agency, which is the DPWH, magkakaroon po yan siya ng bidding to be conducted by the DPWH if who will be the contractor of that construction of building. So in construction of the building, along the process, there will be a monitoring. So the department will allocate the necessary manpower and other resources to effectively monitor the implementation of the project. So that manpower might come from the DepEd personnel. It could be the school head with the help also of the barangay officials or the BLGU. So we are done with the fund of construction of school buildings. So let us move on with the next topic, which is fund for repair or maintenance and improvement of the school building. So the guidelines on the implementation of repair or rehabilitation of classrooms, water and sanitation facilities, and Galbadon Heritage School Building under the Basic Educational Facilities Fund or the BEFF are as the following. So paano nga ba tayo magkakaroon ng fund for the repair of classrooms? So according po kay DepEd Order number 35, series of 2017, there will be a manner of allocation and prioritization. The annual lump sum allocation for the repair or rehabilitation of the classrooms, water and sanitation facilities, and Galbaldon or other heritage school buildings shall be equitably distributed to all legislative districts on the basis of the following priorities. A. Data on classrooms needing major repair based on the EBEIS and SBI and or OUA or EFD surveys. Then the bottom-up budget or the BUB school building repair projects. So repair of school buildings damaged by typhoons and other calamities will be also granted for a repair. And of course, if rehabilitation or restoration of Gabaldon and other heritage school buildings and other priority schools reported needing immediate repair or rehabilitation. So after we have the manner of allocation na na natin kung anong magkano na budget. So we also have the prioritization, identify na natin kung anong classrooms ang i-repair natin. So we will identify also if ano ba siya, kailangan niya ba ng minor repair, major repair, renovation, or rehabilitation. So that is discussed for the number 2 parameters for repair or rehabilitation of classrooms minor repair. So let us now define the minor repair. Is the replacement of school building components which are not subjected to critical structural loads and stresses and which are estimated to cost less than 50,000 pesos per classroom, such as repair of windows, doors, partitions, and the like. So minor repair keeps a building in fit condition for use without increasing its capacity or otherwise adding to its normal value as an asset. That is for the minor repair, and let us have the major repair. Major repair is the replacement of school building components which are subjected to critical structural loads and stresses and are estimated to cost 50,000 per classroom and above, as repair of roof frames, posts, exterior walls, etc. Major repair materially increases the value or extend the useful life of the building. And now let us also have the rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is intended to put back the school building to its original or previous condition and involves a general overhauling or a comprehensive repair of the whole building or a major section of it. A school building which has been blown down by a typhoon or destroyed by an earthquake or a flood may be rehabilitated if the estimated cost is considered economically practical by the appraisal team. The last one is the renovation or restoration. Renovation or restoration involves any physical change made on a building to ensure its value, utility, and or to improve its aesthetic quality. Renovation is applied to all buildings aging 25 years or more, which have weathered the years and remained sturdy but need some facelifting to restore their original conditions. Sa mga nagtatanong ng Gabaldon buildings, it means old Spanish school buildings. And other heritage school buildings may be restored for their historical value. Old posts, floor, etc. may be replaced, keeping them close to their original architectural designs with the health and safety of the pupils or students and teachers in mind. So after we already determine or identify if what kind of repair the classroom needs, so of course, dito na tayo sa implementation. So, implementation. So, A, the division offices or any implementing unit as authorized by the secretary shall conduct procurement of BEFF repair and or restoration of Gabaldon and other heritage building upon receipt of authority to procure with attached list of recipient schools from central office. Next, the DepEd central office shall process sub-aro and release to the respective implementing office immediately. Upon receipt of the sub-aro, the division offices are ordered to obligate the funds within 3 months from the date of sub-aro, in consonance with existing budgeting, accounting, and auditing rules and regulations. Failing to obligate within the given period, the implementing unit shall report the unobligated funds to budget division of the central office. The failure would affect the performance, rank, and or standing of the implementing unit and read its officials. In such failure, the DepEd will issue a negative sub-aro and regional office shall take over the procurement and implementation of the said projects. So that is in the implementation program of repair of the classroom. Now, let us have the monitoring and inspection. The regional or division engineer shall function as project engineer and shall be mainly in charge of regular monitoring and inspection of the repair projects. As project engineer, they shall have the following tasks. 1. Conduct regular site inspection to ensure that the approved program of works are being executed by the selected contractors accordingly. So sometimes ito po yung nasa-sacrifice, especially if malayo yung area. Then, review and validate work accomplishments of the contractors and their claims for payments of completed work. So sometimes it is based on the percentage. If ano na ba yung natapos na, 10% or 20%. Then, third, assist the resolution of issues and concerns during project implementation. So, if merong mga problem that occurred na na-report ng school head or ni teachers or ng community regarding about the repair, then they will be the one to assist. Then B, the central office through the OUA or EFD shall serve as oversight during project implementation and shall have the following functions. So their first function is while the project is ongoing or at any time during project start until substantial completion, the OUA or the EFD may conduct site inspection. Any and all findings shall be affected in writing through site instructions and or inspection report. Then second, resolve issues that may arise during project implementation through the conduct of construction meetings. Then third, the OUE or EFD shall before the issuance of the certificate of completion conduct final inspection of projects and ensure compliance to the program of works, plans, and specifications. So, if na-finish na yung project, the school head will be the one to sign their completion of the project. So that is why school head should be very careful with that scenario or with that situation, because it is said that little knowledge could be dangerous. So that's all my report. That's all my topic. Thank you for listening, and keep safe. That's all.